Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to Dream Career Talk Show. On this show, we bring industry experts from various domains who share their knowledge, their experiences, their failures, and success so that it can inspire others to build their dream careers. We all know that 2023, when it has started, or any new year it starts, people have various goals. And one of the biggest goal that many people have is fitness as a goal. But let me tell you, fitness is not for one time. Fitness cannot be a goal. Fitness is for lifetime. And this is not what I preach, but this is what our guest speaker always preaches. And she has been following fitness as a habit. Fitness is a part of her life, and she helps people to make fitness as a habit. So, our today's guest, Simran's inspiration to fitness was never a selfie, nor it was a need to impress the mirror. Fitness was a road to her freedom. Freedom from male dominance and freedom from age old beliefs of women as a weaker gender. She mastered almost all forms of modern fitness protocol, not for the fact to show, but for being a hardcore statement to the world. She saw the challenges people around her were facing and struggling with health issues, especially the women, working women. She identified fitness as a passion and has coached many people till date and continues to coach people achieve their fitness goals. She is a fitness coach, weight loss expert, nutrition consultant, and a mom. Simran, I've seen your journey. Amazing, very inspiring the way you have been doing things and also helping others to become fit. Very
Thank
glad to
you.
have you on Dream Career Talk Show.
Yeah. So thank you so much. It's a pleasure being here. Like it's an opportunity for me and I'm feeling great here. Thank you so much for bringing me here in your show.
Yeah, thank you. And I think it's the right time for us to have you on this show because it's the start of the year, and everyone for them, I think priority is fitness as a goal. But you talk about fitness not as a goal alone, but fitness as a habit. So
Right.
before we talk about how people can build fitness as a habit, let's understand from you like what inspired you to become fit? How did you get started with the journey of being fit and then coaching others to become fit?
Yeah. So my journey started it's been like 12, 13, or 14 years back. Like my daughter exactly, she's 14 years today. And it started after I gave birth to her. So I got married really early. And so I became mom also very early. And when I was just 19, I became a mother. And after I gave delivery to my daughter, I saw there was too much of weight gain and which I was not able to control. Like whatever I was eating, no matter what it is, I was gaining weight. And it just not only changed my body's shape, also my appearance changed. Okay, my skin texture, everything. I was getting hair fall, there was too much belly fat, and all the lower body fat, like hips, thighs, all the major reasons which women mostly complain, all those areas were going out of shape, and it was in a very bad manner, like in a very different kind of lower body was heavy, upper body was slim, like something like that, which was making me look really bad. And which triggered me was I went to an event. It was just an event over here, and somebody much more elder to me called me auntie. And that auntie thing, when somebody called me who was much senior to me called me auntie, and it literally triggered me. And I thought ki really I'm just 19 or 20, and at this age I'm being called an auntie. And actually when I'll be reaching an auntie age, which may be 40 or 50, whatever, what will then supposed to be happening? And that day, that night, I came back home. I washed myself on the mirror. I kept on staring. I kept on thinking, this can't be my future, and this can't be me living this kind of life where maybe I'm earning a lot of money, or maybe I was, because I was interior designer back then. But then not having a proper lifestyle, not having a proper habit of choosing right food. And then that is what triggered me. I didn't want it to be an auntie. And then I started my own journey where I joined a gym, where I thought maybe just joining a gym will do the work. I joined the gym. I tried to lift heavy. I tried to run on the treadmill wearing a salwar. That time it was not very much. I was not confident enough to wear something and gym wear as apparels or something. So I wore a salwar and I was running on the treadmill. And then what happened after 3 months, I did vigorous training without any knowledge, and there was not much of people to help me out, as I was not comfortable, frankly speaking. So then what happened, I saw was that I did lose some body weight, but along with losing body weight, I saw skin was saggy. The skin got loose. And eventually it was like I was not very happy. I was disheartened. And despite losing weight, I saw there was the result was not what I wanted. Then I figured out more and more and more, and I went deep. And then I realized that there are very less people, less professional who can help women specifically, because women has much more issues than comparatively to males, and our body is very much different anatomy wise, and all kind of hormones that takes place inside our body. And then on, it took me 2 3 years to understand things more. Then I started helping people around me who are other moms, other friends of mine. I started giving tips to people nearby and not charging for it, of course. And I saw people starting getting results. They started thanking me. And then after 3 4 years, when I started doing this, I thought I should be doing this professionally. And because there was no woman as such, as I told you before, there was very less women, so I thought I should be one of the women in our country to change this face, to change this idea, to change this situation where fitness in for women is barely talked about.
Great. That's very inspiring journey there, and good initiative, because of course this is a big problem and you have chosen to solve this big problem. So when you started working on your fitness, right? Initially, what were the challenges that you went through, which people can avoid? Like you said, you did not knew actually how to do this, how to do what kind of exercises, fitness goals, and all. So how did you start? Did you have a coach, or did you start without coach? And what were the different challenges you faced?
So no, initially I couldn't hire a coach because of obviously my people at home. Because I being Marwari, there was not much of people who was in that mindset to support me. Anybody in the family, they were like, "What is the requirement?" I mean, mostly people, women, when they get married and when they have babies, they are like, "Okay, your job is done. You have got married. You have babies now. You don't have to worry much about how you look or what it is like. Just live your life." So whatever I was doing, there was no much of support, so I was just going and I did it on my own. I just joined the gym, as I told you. I did not take anybody's help, no coach, no trainer, nothing. And one the most important thing that people ignores the fact that is, they start removing things like they remove roti, they remove chawal, rice, don't eat carbs, whatever is going trendy. People tries to follow trending things, or maybe a magazine. If something is written on the magazine, people just blindly follow. Okay, it is written, don't eat carbs, don't eat roti, you will become fat, don't eat this. So people starts removing. Suddenly, all of a sudden, you have been following a certain kind of diet all these years, and suddenly you see something and you just remove it. Or maybe your friend comes some from taking a, some dietitian has told, okay, don't eat this, so you just hear your friends and you start following. So never do that. If you are trying to start your fitness journey, first of all, you have to understand whatever you are trying to achieve, you have to go slow. All these years you have not been following a routine, you have been doing something separately, so now you're trying to completely change your life, right? So you have to go slowly, first of all. And secondly, most important, women's, females, they are afraid of weight. They think that if somebody does weight training, they'll become like a male. So I am training for last 11 12 years professionally. And as I told you, as after my baby was there, I mean, I gave birth, I started lifting weights. So it's been a long time now, 13 14 years I'm lifting, and I don't think I really look like males. So women has to stop doing cardio, because when you do more of cardio, eventually the whatever sweat and it's coming out, many people think maybe that is fat. Fat is getting burned the more we'll run on the treadmill. No, that is a mistake I did, and that is because I was running on treadmill and my skin got saggy. So if you want to lose weight, first of all, don't cut down anything. Just whatever you're eating, keep eating, keep continuing. Try to measure what food you're eating, as in like you should be knowing. Many times people, they just randomly eat without knowing what they're eating. And second is, you should be lifting a lot of weight with correct form. Yes.
Right. I think that's a different perspective to a lot of people, right? Because especially women feel, hey, we should not be lifting weight. We should be maybe doing like a treadmill walk or a run or a jog, right? And some light exercises there. So you started doing this, and this came to you through, from which sources? Was it a coach who actually identified these challenges with you, or the way you were doing a lot of mistakes, or you identified it themselves, all those mistakes that you were doing in the initial days?
No, when I saw that things were going not in my favor, I started checking internet, and in internet there was a lot of different kind of people were giving advices. So I would say it took me some time. I mean, whatever. I mean, if I show you my before after picture, So to reach to a certain level, it took me around 3 4 years. I did a lot of mistakes, and again I did uh, like understanding that how much protein is important to go to that high protein diet. It took me time. So I did a lot of mistakes. I won't say that. It took me. I was seeing Google, I was seeing internet, and I was trying to follow whatever I was seeing. I was trying to implement that on my life. But then eventually, I saw one thing, like when I started lifting, and it happened first year, second year, third year. How much time passed? The my body reacted more. It gave me more results. The results was very much significant after 3 4 years of lifting.
Okay, and you took 3 4 years to actually like what kind of transformation happened? What was your weight earlier, and after the 3 4 years, what kind of weight you
So when I
were?
started, it was 92, and
92.
yes, and when I like after 3 4 years, I kind of maintained 60 65, and now I am maintaining around 58 59. Yeah, sometimes 60 I reach, but yeah, 58 to 60, that is the like weight I or generally I maintain. But yes, that time that there was a whopping of around closely I mean a good amount of 35 40 kgs of difference there was. I mean a huge difference. If I show the picture, it's a huge difference, like two different person altogether.
Yeah, that's amazing. I think in the trailer of this particular episode, we already shared some of those pictures about you. It's very inspiring the way not only losing about those 35 kilos, but I think the way you have transformed yourself in terms of like physical fitness levels also. So, how
Yes.
much time does it take for your mentees these days? You took like 3 to 4 years, right? How much time does it take for your mentees to go through this transformation and achieve that fitness levels?
Frankly speaking, it firstly depends from person to person. If somebody has some sort of record, maybe in the school time or maybe in college days, most of the time when they have the sport activities now. If somebody has been active in their school or college days, that person will take a little lesser time. But somebody is an absolute beginner, will take good amount, let's say 6 months to 1 year. But generally I tell all my clients that don't be in a hurry. For me, if you want to get results, try to see things on a like let's say 3 months 6 months in the time, where you will not only get that transformation, but you're going to able to held that transformation for a long time. Because many times what happens, people follow shortcuts where they cut down, as I told you, they don't eat, they starve themselves, or they might be doing a lot of cardio. So there is a definitely they see that change in their weight, but then that fat, it returns back. And when it returns back, when they are not able to follow that shortcut diet kind of for a long time, so when it returns in doubles. Okay, so I mean people who goes for a drastic weight loss, like you get to see 5 kg 10 kg 15 kg weight loss in 1 or 2 months or 3 months. That weight they lose, it comes back at doubles maybe in the sixth or seventh month. So generally a person would if an absolute beginner would take around 6 months, 3 to 6 months for sure.
Okay. And if you were to train the older version of Simran, right? 19 years of Simran today,
Mhm.
how much time
Mhm.
do you think that Simran would have taken to transform herself with your
I think
coaching?
I think 3 months, 3 to 4 months of time.
three
Yeah.
to four months. And that is really amazing because I think what you are sharing here is definitely for people to understand the power of having a coach or mentor in life, right? You took 3 to 4 years to figure it out on your own. Now if somebody at your stage, right, or somebody even say for example around that stage comes to you, their journey is going to be so short, right? three
Yeah.
to four months they getting to that fitness level, and maybe like as you said, over a period of time by 1 year they are like at amazing fitness levels. So I think that is where 3 to 4 years they are saving their time, which is obviously like more than any other thing in this world, like more than money as well.
There is research papers also, like I will share it with you. Research papers has been done where it has shown with evidence that when anybody has a mentor, when anybody has accountability, so the result is doubled. Not only it's like it is giving little bit extra result, it is doubled. So yes, that makes a mentor in your life makes a big difference, no matter whatever you are trying to do, you achieve.
Right. And now we see a lot of corporate professionals, Simran, and I think you have also like coached a lot of corporate professionals, right? People have a lot of health challenges these days, right? Especially people who are working in the IT or people who work in front of the laptops. How
Right.
can they get started? Because for them, especially people who are in their mid age,
Hmm.
30s after marriage, how can they get started? What are the first steps for them? Do they should they enroll into a fitness center and then start jogging, or what do they do? How do they get started here?
So the first thing should be a must for everybody, IT and everybody, whoever is having more of desk job and whoever is even not only desk job, whoever is trying to be active the whole day. Before you sleep, you should be doing a stretching routine every day before you sleep. Because when you are, many times people say, मैंने तो कुछ किया ही नहीं, still body tight है. You will get to hear this, body मेरा बहुत tight हो गया. That means that you are feeling that your body is tight, and that is because बॉडी को यूज करना और मसल यूज करना इज नॉट ओनली व्हेन यू आर गोइंग टू जिम. When you are moving your legs, when you are walking, or maybe you're doing normal daily activity, be it in your office, be it home, you're using your body, you're using your legs, you're using your entire hands, everything. So when we overuse the muscle, the length of the muscle shortens. So before you go to sleep, it's very important that you should stretch your muscle so that it gets back to its normal length again, and it gets that sleep, it gets that recovery, which is it happens in the during the sleep. And then again next day you are again ready. So somebody, a beginner, a stretching routine should be must. And I mean, gym is something, again, it requires a lot of commitment, but I would not say just directly join a gym. Rather, see yourself for a month, do some stretching on regular basis, do some body weight exercise at home. One can buy a resistance band, and body weight exercises are more than enough to start off. And trying to include more of unprocessed food, as in, like, for example, if I would like to give you, so what are processed and unprocessed? Processed, like cake. A cake is something which is already highly processed. So when you eat a cake, your body has to do nothing to digest that particular cake, and that is the reason after many times people, they eat a cake, they again feel hungry and they're not feeling full or satisfied. Whereas if you're eating unprocessed food, like let's say a bowl of sprouts, okay, so that is completely unprocessed. Now when you eat a bowl of sprout, it is going to, a body will take lot of, has to put in lot of energy to digest that sprouts. And in that scenario, you're not only going to feel more fuller, you're because body is going to take time to digest it, your body is going to burn more calories just digesting that one bowl of sprouts. So one can start with these few things. And I mean, I, in one of my videos I explain, I'll explain that too. So somebody can use this hand for it terms of, in food. So this can be the protein part, like this much of protein. So protein also, now if I get to it, it is like veg and non-vegetarian. So for vegetarian, it can be paneer, tofu, rajma, soya beans, all these things can be the protein part. And this can be the carbohydrate, like how much people ask na, how much, kitna khana hai mujhe. So this can be the rice or roti part, ki this much of carbohydrate you should eat. And this should be the fat, like how much oil you should be using in your food. So this is one starting point. As I give you an example, one starting point, one can start off, see how much committed you are in the 1 month, and then you can eventually join a gym, because habit takes at least 21 days to build.
Right. Yeah. And these days, one of the big challenge for people who are working from home as well is, like, it was earlier as well, when people were traveling, they had back pain, neck pain issues. Right.
Hmm.
Still, it continues when they are working from home as well. Right?
Yeah.
What is that they can take care of so that they can reduce this particular challenges? Because this is one big challenge for people who are working in front of the laptops or the computers.
Yes, so for that only I am telling, because when we are sitting, let's say I'm sitting on a chair right now, so there is a muscle named hip flexors. So this is something our body is not used to. Like if you go back when we were in the period when we were just not humans, okay, we were like so we had to hunt, we had to, for food we had to hunt, for we our activity level was much more, and our work style, lifestyle was not something like that, like sitting in front of the computer, right? So when you are sitting continuously for longer period in this position, you have to, that's the reason I said you that you start with stretching your body, stretching your muscles, stretch your back. Like, cobra is one example. One can do little cobra after you was, like, if somebody is sitting for longer time, so you can take a 5-minute break, walk a little bit, do some stretching, so that will help a lot. And it will also help you from making, keeping your back, lower back stronger, and not getting that pain.
Right. And when it comes to fitness, like, a lot of people feel that, okay, go to gym, hit the gym, and then you will become fit.
Yeah.
But you have also been talking about diet, right? So how much the diet plays a role in somebody's fitness when compared to like exercise and diet?
Yeah, so diet plays a very vital role because many times people they think they can just eat whatever they want and they will go to the gym and they will just burn calories and they will just go away with it. People think, but it doesn't work that way. You go to the gym to build some muscle to for fitness. Gym will not give you fat loss. Fat loss will happen only when you are controlling your food. So like if you go to the gym, you're going to get more better with your lifting, so you're going to lift more, your muscles will get stronger, you will be more fitter. But when it comes to fat loss, fat loss is something, let's say you're working out very well, let's 2 hours you worked out, but the max you're going to lose calories over there is very very much. If it's very intense also 6 to 700 maximum. But you know what, if I give you an example of two samosa itself is 250 calories to 300 calories. Two big samosas, which is like, so somebody if it's having four samosas in one day, so it is anyways crossing, I mean, whatever you are just lifting in the gym. So many times what happens, people they work out really well, but then once they are home they just eat anything. So nutrition plays a very important role if you really want to lose weight, and whatever you are eating, that is what is going to fuel your muscles. So you need to eat good so that you stay in that you get a fat loss and your body is more stronger and fitter.
Right. So you are talking about fitness, you talk about diet, and you also talk about weight loss, right? And in this, one of the concept is also people talk about fasting, right? Intermittent fasting. Now,
Hmm.
somebody who is like lifting weight, like you, most of the
Hmm.
times when you are hitting the gym lifting weight.
Hmm. Hmm.
So, is it recommended for them to fast, and how can fasting help them in terms of becoming fit? If yes.
Yeah, so let's say somebody has a very busy lifestyle, okay, and can't carry the food along, and has a very busy lifestyle. So what for that person, intermittent fasting will work magic, because intermittent fasting, what it is like you're eating for a certain time and the rest of the time you're not fasting state. So if somebody has a very busy schedule, can't carry food, that person can fast when he or she is out working and not having access to food. Once he or she is returned home, can have as amount, I mean, whatever the calories that is given to that person, can have it. And yeah, but it has nothing to do separately for fat loss. The only thing is one term, that is calorie deficit. To eat less than whatever you're spending. So if somebody is staying active the entire day and still getting feeded time where he or she can be home and just eating, and that can balance the fat loss, then it is wonderful. But what matters is in the entire day how much of calories you are eating and how much calories you're burning. So let's say somebody is not following intermittent fasting but still staying in calorie deficit, that person is anyways going to get results. So it all comes down to under one condition, that is calorie deficit. But over here only exception is for women who have PCOS, PCOD. So all these things people who have, they will have then the metabolism, then this calorie deficit doesn't work for those women.
Mhm. For special cases, I think there would be like customized support that is needed, right?
Right.
And when we are talking about fitness, right, you talk about fitness as a habit. Now,
Hmm.
how have you formed it as a habit? Like you started as fitness goals and then you converted this into habit, and or what was the process that you followed to make it as a habit and your lifestyle?
So, frankly speaking, when it comes to habit, it sometimes even today, I sometimes fall down. I go out of the track because I mean, sometimes like we have many other factors that plays a role. Like you have sometimes depression, or maybe you're not feeling that energetic. Sometimes it happens maybe because of work or family. So sometimes even I go off the track. But habit is one thing. Fitness, why fitness is important with a habit mindset, because let's say somebody has joined gym, bought all the top brand wears, apparels, good shoe, new shoes, everything ready, took membership, all the dad food, everything is ready at home, but then that person is not motivated enough to go to the gym. So in that case, if that person is not having a habit, will fail to go to the gym or fail to achieve the weight loss, fat loss, whatever the goal is, just because that person doesn't have a habit, despite having access to everything, all the luxurious thing for a fitness person, everything that person will have, still will not be able to achieve result. That's the time most habit plays a very vital role.
Right. And how do people build it as a habit? Like if somebody has to make it as a habit, what are the first steps and how do they actually continue to maintain that habit and then make fitness as a habit for lifetime?
Yeah, so the first thing is not to have a perfect, being a perfectionist mindset. So if you think, okay, let's say somebody has missed the number one meal, maybe somebody has missed breakfast for whatever reasons. So, but that person can continue from lunch, snacks, dinner, whatever the rest of the meals are left. But many times people they think, I couldn't eat meal number one. Let's not, let's leave it. Let's eat whatever I wish to. From tomorrow, I'll continue. So this mindset of being perfect, let's say you don't have your favorite shoes, maybe you don't have a membership to the gym, maybe you don't have time to go to the gym, just do some 15 minutes 20 minutes workout at your home just with your body weight. You can take some water bottles in the bag, just carry that water bottle in your bag, and just you can do some squats, you can do some push-ups, increase the repetitions, do something at home with body weight. Okay, go for a run, something where you will do some sweating, where you will be spending your calories. So when the perfect mindset comes, then what happens is like we feel ki no, I don't have time, so fine, let it be. I won't work out at home. I don't have proper clothes, I won't work out. So this mindset needs to be changed. If you don't have, let's say your whey protein is finished, no problem. You can have it. You can like meet the targets of your protein through food, right? So maybe you don't have. Let's say you're eating something where have also included some fried food. So tried with fried food, you can have something healthy. So you can do that mix and match thing, but don't have 100% this, because life is also not black and white. Sometimes it is gray. So we need to look at fitness where everything can't be perfect all the time. You might not have a perfect mindset. Maybe you had a fight with your somebody at office. Maybe, I mean, somebody scolded you, or maybe something has happened. Still, that little bit of going, okay, let's fine. I'll do little less workout, but I'll still go to the gym. So this mindset will always make you help you to build a habit where you might not be completely 100%, but still that consistency level will be there very much.
Right, absolutely. I agree with you. Like fitness, you can't have a perfectionist mindset, and if you have that, I think it's very difficult to achieve those fitness goals. Right, and when you talk about mindset, right, a lot of people say, "Hey, mindset plays a very important role in the physical fitness," and also, uh, what about mental fitness? When we are talking about physical fitness, how is this supporting mental fitness, or what are the things you do and coach your mentees to actually build that mental fitness levels?
So mental fitness plays a very, very, very vital role. It is more important than physical fitness, I would say. Because if you're mentally not fit, no matter how physically fit you want to be or you try to be, it won't work for you. So mental fitness is something for that. I myself, I practice meditation, be it a 5 minute meditation. It doesn't has to be like a where I'm doing meditation hours and hours, not like that. 5 minutes meditation. And secondly, I try to keep my mobile or social media away before I sleep and after I wake up. This is one thing has tremendously helped me, because I have seen this when we see social media a lot. What happens? We start comparing ourselves, comparing our life. Okay, this person has got a new car. Why I don't have? This person is doing well. Why I don't have? We start comparing ourselves. Okay, and then what happens? Eventually, that drains away your energy, and you don't focus on your own life. You don't focus on your own self. At times, you have your car, you have your family, you have your share of things where you can be celebrating about, feel gratitude about it. But seeing social media, it takes away that gratitude, that being thankful that I have such amazing things. And it makes you feel depressed, anxious, stressed, unnecessary. So one should practice a 5 minute meditation where you will be more of mindful. The mindful is another thing. It also works for our diet. Like whenever you're eating, I always say, if you're even eating a chocolate cake, no problem, don't feel guilty eating that. Instead, enjoy the cake, enjoy the chocolate, whatever you're eating, just enjoy. Try to understand what is the taste, what the ingredients it is all about. Because many times people, they eat mindlessly, watching a TV and they eating, being on the phone and eating, on the phone eating. So you have to be more mindful. Meditation will help you being mindful, where you are going to be focusing on now and present, not thinking about your past, neither thinking about, not becoming stressed about ki future mein pata nahi kya hoga, pata nahi kya hoga. So that is one thing. And secondly, stop using your social media before you sleep. It also impacts your sleep, in fact. I mean, people who are watching phone for a long time, they don't get sleep because of the blue screen. So they all have, they develop insomnia, which another is another reason, people of overeating. So people who are sleep deprived, who are not able to sleep, Next day when they get up, they are feeling more hungry, and not only hungry, they crave for sugary food, like they crave for food which is high in sugar, and despite eating also they don't feel full. That is people. So I mean, mobile social media plays a very vital role in today's life, where people are being more negative and more stressed. So yeah, so for mental health you should practice meditation 5 minutes. You can do more if you wish to, but 5 minutes is a good time to start with. And keep your phone away when you get up. Stop seeing so many apps at the same time, because your brain is getting so much of small shots of dopamine, that you are keeping yourself away from the big things that are going to that can happen in your life.
It absolutely, I think, wonderful tip here for everyone, because of course, like a lot of people today are going through social media comparison and not being able to enjoy or celebrate their own lives. So this is very important. And you also mentioned about mindset, how it can help people and all. So how do they build that positive mindset or that strong mindset? Because if you have to be physically fit, of course, you have to be mentally very strong. So how did
Right.
you build that for yourself? Because you spoke about your journey.
Hmm.
Initially, when you started, no coach, no mentor, family did not believe in you, no
Yeah.
support coming from there. So how did you build that mental toughness in you, which actually helped you to become physically fit as well?
Actually, frankly speaking, I even today at times that self doubt kicks in. But I feel one really important thing that helps this is affirmations. Listening to whenever I feel little negative, I listen to affirmations, and I keep reminding myself. I see my past where I've faced a lot of challenges, and I talk to myself. Ki, say, Simran, you have achieved all these things where things were not in your favor, and see what things you have achieved. So when I see my past and my challenges, it gives me a little bit of boost, and I try to live a more disciplined life, where certain things I have made sure that I'm following it, like one says affirmations. Then I journal. I tell my clients also to journal. Many of my clients, they're influencers. Most of the time their work is with social media, so I try ask them to write journals. Even I do journaling. So where I write down whatever thoughts are coming in my mind, I try to write, and then I try to really understand, is this really important, this whatever I'm thinking right now, I'm trying to compare my life, is it really that I don't have? So these journaling, these affirmations has played a vital role in my life even today. That's what I'm telling. So this is not that I am one time I'm mentally fit, then I'll be mentally fit forever. It doesn't work that way. It is like every day you have to earn it. Every day you have to earn it, be it mental fitness, physical fitness. You can't be assured that okay, once I'm fine and this problem won't come. So like listening to affirmations, journaling, meditations, eating right kind of food. Many times what happens, many times you will see, if you're eating more of fried food, you will see after eating such kind of food now, you feel more lethargic, you feel more lazy, you don't feel like being active. That is because those fried food has activated some sort of hormones in your body, which is making you lazy, which is making you feel stressed. So try to eat fresh food. I always tell, try to eat as much fresh food you can, as much colorful fruits. Our plate should be full of colors. And try to avoid, I mean, I'm not saying just completely remove it, because that is something, again, completely removing something will keep you crave more, and then later on you will end up eating more. So keep it, but try to keep little bit of those fried food and more of fresh fruits and fresh vegetables, so that the hormones are in your body are working correctly, and you staying more energetic and more productive in your life and your work.
Great. I think so. Those are some golden tips there. And thank you for being vulnerable and sharing about what goes on with you also time to time. And then you still are able to recover from there. Now that you have got your fitness goals, and I think people are inspired by what you do, and you are also coaching others. So, what is your daily schedule? What does your daily schedule look like so that people can also look at, okay, fine, this is something that you follow?
So my first thing I do is like I get up, I do a little bit of meditation, and after that, I mean, at the moment my daughter is home, she's not going to school because of the winter holidays that is going on. But generally, then I prepare her, get her ready. She leaves for school, and I go for the gym. Then I do my gymming. Workout is like the first thing I do it in the morning itself, because that's important. It keeps me energetic in the entire day. Then after that, I come back home, I prepare my meals. Moreover, I mean, if there's a maid, fine, or else I do it myself. And then yeah, then I leave for my work, I leave for my studio. And over here I do this online consultations that I have if I have to record anything. And then in the afternoon, some of my clients, they visit me over here. And there are sessions over here, and then again by evening I might have some calls or something like that. And then yeah, by 8 o'clock I wrap up and I go back home. That's mostly how it is. So Monday to Saturday, that is what I do. And apart from that, I love to ride bikes and drive. Sometimes I just go alone myself. I mean, I don't always look for people who can just come along with me, because I try to feel happy and good alone at times. Okay, so yeah, that's how I live my life.
Great, nice schedule there, and people can also take inspiration from that. And what about supplements? A lot of people say, hey, to become fit, you need to have a lot of supplements. You need to have vitamin supplements. You will have to have maybe like calcium supplements. You have to have different supplements that you need to keep taking them, right? So, how far this is true, and can somebody be without supplements and still be fit? Right, and if somebody is taking supplements, is it going to be a negative effect on their body? What is it about?
So, frankly speaking, when somebody's starting out, I would say you need nothing. Just start off, and start with whatever food items you have. Because if you just start thinking, yeah, I need this, I need that, only then I can start. That way, you'll never start. Only that are going to put obligations in your starting itself. So don't think that I need stuffs, I need supplements. No, you don't need anything. You just need to start. Whatever you have, just start. But yes, for some vegetarians, I would say vitamin B12, vitamin D3, and protein. Because in vegetarian, protein is generally deficit in our food, in our diet. And B12 and D3. D3 is one, like it is one vitamin which is like we all are deficit. Mostly we are deficit, and it has some complications. When somebody is vitamin D3 deficit, that person can have anxiety, depression, feel lazy, get body pain. All these things, issues can happen. Even for vitamin B12, B12 is again an important vitamin for vegetarians. But I would recommend, before you go for any vitamins or any sort of supplements, do get a blood test done. You see that really at what stage you are. Maybe for women's, I would say, for sometimes women's, they, because of period cycles and many other factors, they are mostly iron deficit. Many women, they're iron deficit. Calcium takes place when one is post 40s, depending on what is the state of their bones. I mean, not something to start off, but whatever you do, you need to go through a blood test. And then, so for non-vegetarians, I would never recommend any supplement one can start. If any woman is having any kind of iron deficiency, that is different. Like let's say women, they face hair loss, and some women, they have that laziness factor, so iron can be a reason for it. So but you need to check it. And for vegetarians, B12 and D3.
Okay, so supplements, like again, as you rightly mentioned, it's like get the blood test done and then consult before you actually start consuming them,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Just don't listen
So
to that, but if somebody is a beginner, should just start.
Mhm. And when you say somebody is a beginner, like one of the challenges a lot of people also have is like they would have attempted their fitness goals multiple times, right? Now they would have given up on themselves. Like even in 2023, when we talk to people, hey, I've tried this multiple times, it's not worked for me. So I don't think so. It is for me, right? They have an identity created. Hey, I'm somebody who gives up all the time.
Mhm.
So what is that they can do so that they can still start their journey in the fitness and become fit?
So, frankly speaking, see, one thing you need to understand, there are many people who get habituated to whatever situations they are. Many times it happens, be it not only fitness, be it even their career, be it their income, their studies. Many times people, they don't want to change. They need, this is like when this COVID thing happened, people all they understood the real power of being fit. So, I mean, even fit people who are going to the gym, even they got COVID, but the recovery phase was much faster when I'm talking about fit people who had been going to the gym. So for those people, I would again say that just start at your home. Just start and try to mix with people who have same like-minded, who are going to the gym or maybe a part of some fitness thing or some fitness routine. Starting is very important. Once if somebody is starting, then it is high chance that person will be continuing. So start whatever you have. I always say, don't put obligations on yourself that I need a gym, I need something, I need weights. So you don't need anything. Like आप दाल रोटी खा के भी fit रह सकते हो. Nothing you have, you just have dal roti, little bit of paneer, maybe मतलब that is the most basic thing I'm saying. Like दाल रोटी हो गया, थोड़ा सा fruits आपको मिल गया, start with little bit of almonds. Like the most basic thing, diet this anybody, I mean most of the people they can have it. And इसके साथ आप squats कर लो, थोड़ा सा push ups कर लो, more than enough. When they will see that changes in themselves, they might get motivated. But yeah, that is how I would say, I mean, just start.
Right. Yeah, definitely. And you have been doing this for quite some time. You have been there in the industry for about 13 years now, right?
Mhm.
So I'm sure you would have heard a lot of myths, right? Especially around somebody who wants to lose weight, weight lose, right?
Yeah.
Losing weight. What are those myths people have, right? That you have busted for them? Like if you can bring up few of those, because there are a lot of myths, especially
Yes.
because of internet being open and people can find any information out there. So what are
Yeah.
those popular myths you have
So,
gone through?
first myth I would start with is that if women are lifting weight, they will look like males. That's the first myth. Yes, you will never look like males. I mean, I am the live example because I had been doing for so many years. So lifting, so whoever you have seen that women's become males, they are on separate kind of steroids. They're on steroids. They are into bodybuilding. You will not see a normal female looking like a male. So they choose to look like that. They choose to, they, when somebody's choosing their profession, they want to be like that. So that is the reason they are like that. But generally a normal person, a normal woman who is trying to just lift weight will not make you, in fact, lifting weight is going to make you look more beautiful, more stronger. It is going to make your bones stronger. It is going to give you more better skin. Okay. And so one should, this is one big myth that runs among women, and that is the reason they just keep on running on treadmills. In fact, running on treadmills uh, completely affects their knees. So you will see many women, you heard that in the long, by they reach their 45, 50, they all have knee pain. You know, knee transplantation, it happens so much among women. The reason is they think, I mean, there are other reasons also, but major reason is they think, okay, I just need to run on treadmill. No, you don't need to. You need to rather squat. Take a barbell and squat. That is going to strengthen your the muscles that are surrounding your knees, right? So this is one of the biggest myth that run along, and that stops women taking, I mean, like lifting weights thinking that they will become male. And the second myth is, like, people think that whoever is selling you that 5 kg 10 kg package of weight loss, fat loss, weight loss kar lo, aap ye kha ke weight loss kar lo, please understand, you don't need to go for all these things, because they are selling you something just for their sake, so that they get a before after transformation picture to sell to again another people. Because nobody shows that before after के बाद वाला after picture क्या होता है. Nobody shows that. I mean, after that you achieve that transformation, are you able to sustain that transformation? So research shows that people all over the world, they do lose lot of weight, but the weights, the sustained period or maintaining period of that particular transformation is very low, because people, they all run for shortcuts thinking, oh, I just lost weight. Because understand one thing, body is very smart. If you do something which is not in the your body is not liking it, what it is going to happen, like the day you will get back to normal diet, body will make things so resistant, it will stop losing. I mean, things which you have done in past will not give you result. I mean, at the age of 20, if you have got fat loss following some sort of diet, at the age of 30 it is not going to give you a result. At the age of 40 it is not going to give you a result. The more you diet, the more you do something that is drastic, body is going to become more and more resistant. It will stop from lose from you to lose weight. So there comes, I mean, try to follow more of high protein diet, eat good vegetables. Okay, try to be more active. There is another thing I would say, that is neat non exercising activity thermogenesis. Neat means in entire day, apart from exercise, exclude exercise. Exercise is not included in this. Apart from exercise, how you are staying active the entire day. So people, they count that steps now, 10,000 steps, 15,000 steps. Yes, you need to achieve those steps, but what happens at the moment, people are getting those heart attacks and all these things are happening. So there's the biggest myth that is happening right now, that jo bhi gym jayenge, they will I have made a video also on this, that if you join a gym you will get an heart attack. The problem is, Our heart is also a muscle. So along with your body, you need to train your heart, and you need to follow a specific regime, a protocol, and go slow, one by one. You can't, the moment you go for shortcuts, you're going to face such problems.
Hmm. And I think you rightly mentioned there are a lot of myths people having around when they, especially when they look at the shortcuts, they fall into multiple praise. But
Yes.
if somebody has to still, like, they want to achieve fitness goals, right? Maybe not like building their body and looking like a bodybuilder, but
Mhm.
especially for corporate professionals, be fit and healthy and all. Can
Mhm.
they do it through natural ways? And what are those natural ways they can look at it? And if you have a few steps that they can start following so that that can help them.
So one thing they can start is they can include some good fats. So when I'm talking good fat, it means almonds, walnut. Okay, they can include. They can start their day with some almonds and walnuts and some other dry fruits. Okay, and in corporates, people they have a lot of coffee. Their coffee intake tremendously high, and coffee is a gut irritant. That means when somebody is having black coffee, the chances is the digestive system is already at a horrible state. Okay, they might need to use washroom more often. They are not, they're digestive, they're not, let's say a person who's a corporate professional, and somebody just a normal person. Okay, if both of them are eating healthy food, right? But the corporate one, because had been having coffee so much, his digestive system is not well, and same food both are eating, but he is absorbing more nutrients, the one who's a normal guy. And the corporate guy, despite eating all the healthy food, is not able to absorb the nutrients from that food. So I would say ki, I mean, for somebody to start off, start with including this almonds and walnuts. Try to drink a lot of water. Try to incorporate more of vegetables, like fresh vegetables, fresh fruits. Try to decrease your coffee intake. Like, people think that, they already have smoking and alcohol, all these things, they all are really bad for health, we know, still they do it. But coffee itself plays a very vital role, where they need to reduce that. They need to do little bit of body weight stretching. If somebody is not able to do workout, let's say forget workout, no problem, just start doing little stretching on daily basis. You will see just including stretching will give you very good results in first 1 week itself. Okay, so this can be done. Incorporate some protein. So I mean, protein sources, mein for non-vegetarian there are many options like chicken, fish. Okay, then eggs. Okay, again for eggs, I mean, one can have that yolk is also a good fat. It is nothing bad that it will increase cholesterol and all, no, nothing like that. Again, that's a myth. So you can have eggs. And for vegetarian, like, they have paneer, tofu, soya bean, then rajma, chana, chola, all these are the options. So incorporate, try to increase your protein intake more. And try to have, many times what happens in our home, we have big thalis, big thali, big
Right.
katori. And like, maybe you don't need to, you're not hungry, but filling the plate with so much because the thali is big. Try to have small sized utensils at your home. And when you're eating, try to enjoy with your family. Like, if you're eating on a dining table, just keep I mean have it among with your family members, rather than watching the TV and just eating. So you need to chew your food more. Chewing the food more means, when you're chewing, your the digestive system, the digestion starts in the mouth itself. You're going to, there will be saliva which will start digesting the food itself in the mouth, and eventually you will be eating less. So these, and sleep. And sleep is the most important thing. That is, like, you have to stop using your phone just like 1 hour before you sleep, or maybe if not 1 hour is too much, half an hour before you sleep. And every day, if you're sleeping at 10 o'clock, try to sleep every day at 10 o'clock. And once you get up, you get a good sleep. So try to reduce your blue screen. I know corporates, they have to have phone and laptop all the time, but you have to reduce your blue screen. And if somebody follows these tips itself, in a month, 1 month, 2 months, can get amazing results just doing this much.
Right. I think those are great tips. And you have been talking about, couple of times you mentioned about mindful eating, and you also mentioned about do not try to sit in front of your TV and eat and all. So how does it make a difference? Like, a lot of corporate professionals I know today, because of the busy schedule, their dinners or lunch is usually typically in front of a laptop or in front of the screens, having that mobile in hand. So how does it make a difference? Even if I'm eating healthy food, but I'm actually not doing that mindful eating, and I'm doing it in front of the screen. How does it affect? And can you maybe like explain a bit
Yes.
on that so that people are aware of it?
So one thing I told in the initial thing stage, that was is calorie deficit. So if somebody wants to lose weight or stay fit, that person wants to be in a calorie deficit. So if you're even eating, overeating healthy food also, that is going to give you extra calories, right? Now what happens when we are not eating mindfully? We are not eating mindfully means you're either watching TV, either you're talking to your partner or anybody in the office colleague, or maybe in the phone. So you're not focusing on the food, rather you're focusing on something else. So when you eat faster, you will see people nowadays, they are shortage of time, they either skip while driving, they are eating, so when you're doing something else and the focus is not on eating, your brain is not even understanding that you're eating, you're just doing something else, your focus is somewhere else, but you're eating. So that eating that is happening, that extra calories that is going, you're overeating because you're not focusing, you're eating faster and you're overeating. Whereas if you're eating mindfully, you will see the chewing will be more, you will be focused on the food, and when you're focusing on the food, you're definitely going to eat less. There are research saying that people who are more mindful not only enjoys the food, they eat also less. So the
Right.
calorie, which plays a very vital role, so healthy food also has calories. So if you are overeating with healthy food also, that is going to give you extra calories. So the idea is to eat mindfully, chew the food more and focus on the food more, so that you don't eat up more.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. And you have been an inspiration for many. There have been like thousands of people following you on social media. You have already coached hundreds of professionals there, right? And who is the inspiration for you? Like who you took as inspiration and helped you to actually keep moving forward?
So, frankly speaking, I mean, when I started, my daughter was my inspiration, because I thought, like, first of all, I mean, when I thought started, that auntie thing triggered me a lot, but eventually I got a lot of inspiration from my daughter. And now when she's just, she's more taller to me, she's 14 but she's more taller. And when she tell me, mama, you are so different from other moms, like when we go to the school or something, she feels so proud about the fact that her mom is different. Okay. So what happens, I inspire her school teachers, her school principal, some of her friends mom also, they all. So this awareness that I have with me, that motivation, that inspiration, whoever I meet, they all say, how you manage to stay fit at this age also. So the fact is, so my daughter has been a major part in my fitness journey, where she had been playing a vital role. And till today, whenever she also joins gym with me, she also go work out with me, she also does things with me. And in fact, when she was just 5 or 6 years old, I took her to the gym, I made her do Olympic lifting, deadlift and all these things, squats and all. So she has been a very important role in played a very important role in my fitness journey.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. It clearly shows, like, as for other successful people, for you as well, it's been your inspiration has been your biggest reason that is coming from your why you actually do it, right? To make sure your daughter sees you as an inspiration and then she also like takes it further, right? So that's a very powerful thing. And now
And
fitness is also
I
an
could
industry.
just
Yeah.
interrupt, like sorry. So I mean, for women's also, now, as I told you, that women's, they don't have that proper guidance and that proper mentor. So yeah, so that's why I see there are some of my clients, from Dubai, whom I've coached, and they're from Dubai. They couldn't get pregnant. They got pregnant because of my coaching, and the way they thank, that is also an inspiration. You feel like changing more and more people lives.
Absolutely. I think that's the wonderful and the most beautiful part of coaching industry is like when your mentees are generating those results, are creating results for you, right? That's when you feel that fulfillment, which is much beyond money, right? So that's beautiful. And when we are talking about coaching, when you're talking about mentees, right? This industry, fitness is a huge industry, health industry, right? So if somebody has to start their business around it, or who somebody wants to become a fitness coach, right, what is the scope in this particular industry today, especially for women who wants to start into this, right? And how can they get started? What are the things that they can do so that they can also reach a level where you have reached today?
So the first thing one needs to understand, that fitness is a part of a health. So you cannot just start with something without a knowledge. So many times nowadays, trainers, there people are in too much hurry to earn money, to make money. So what happens, they follow that, just some, like you will see many Instagram influencers where they're just following random things, and they just show that, we are doing this, we are doing that, where they're actually not showing the reality, where they're doing something with the image, or maybe cropping something, doing something. So if one needs to start, you have to understand, no matter whatever certification you start with, you need to literally learn all the things, all the chapters, or whatever whatever certifications, you need knowledge to start with. You need to understand how the humans, first you to understand, if you work with women's, you have to understand how the hormone work, how our body is different, how psychology, physiology, both wise a woman is different. If with a men also, you need to understand the body, how it is functioning, what happens when we're eating certain kind of food. So knowledge plays a very vital role. And secondly, yes, this industry has lot of opportunity, lot of scope. Just the mindset needs to be little different, where you money will eventually anyways come, but you have to keep knowledge is the priority, where you are giving results to your clients. So if you're able to give results, produce results, anyways you're going to get a lot of references from your clients itself, and you are eventually make a lot of money. And focus on your own fitness, because if you are not fit, let's say you are giving diet to somebody, and you don't know what are the ups and downs of the diet, giving somebody a boiled food to eat, and you yourself don't know that how difficult it is to follow that diet. So you will not actually be a good trainer or a good coach. If you want to be a good coach, you need to know all the difficulties, all the challenges that can come while following an exercise regime or following our diet. So you need to be fit yourself, mentally, physically, performing exercises on regular basis. You need to be an inspiration for yourself first, then only you're going to inspire others. So these are the vital factors needs to be taken care.
Wonderful, wonderful. I love that advice where you spoke about first you become that person who people would get inspired by and want to follow. Like you are doing it yourself. You are looking at the challenges that people can go through and walk that path so that you can inspire others. And of course, like do it to generate results, and money is the byproduct, right? So if you do
Yes,
with that, I think that will get you great results, and that will get you huge money as well, because industry has a lot of money as well. It's not that there is no money in the industry, but of course that's the byproduct which people would enjoy when they are into this industry as a coach, as a mentor as well, right? So it was an amazing episode, Simran, like you sharing a lot of knowledge about how people can become fit, make it as a habit, and also talking about diet, a lot of myths you busted today. So it was an amazing episode. But before we conclude, like you want to give any message for people who want to make fitness as a habit, and how they can make 2023 a beautiful and a transforming year for themselves.
Yeah. So my message would be like, try to enjoy the process rather than looking for shortcuts. Understand, if you're looking for shortcuts, you're showing your vulnerability to that other person who is there to sell their fake products or whatever it is. Fitness is something, it will just not change your appearance, it is going to change your mindset. Because when you are in the gym or wherever you're trying to lift weight or you're going to run, that pain you're going to move through, and you're going to still push yourself. No matter how much pain, I need to go, I need to move, I need to move. And when you will look different, you want to look different, we all want to be different. So if you want to look different, be different in that crowd, you will see lifting weights, staying fit, eating healthy, taking care of your body. Body is one thing where you are living. We all want good house, good car, everything. Body is something where you are living, right? You really need to take care of it and think it as a like I want to be fit forever. Like I want to be fit till the age I live, like till 90. I want to squat, I want to ride a bike. That is how I want to live. I don't have anything I have an arrange, I want to attend a marriage and for that I need to lose weight. So don't think fitness as in a short term, think it as a long term. And for women especially, I would say you should lift weight, you should not be worried about looking like a male. And just go, you have nobody to, if you have nobody to ask, just try to see who else is doing and how, for how long is doing. That will itself give you a lot of ideas. And yeah, that's all. Stay fit forever, and lift weight, eat high protein food. You're going to look different and you're going to be young forever.
Great, wonderful advice there. So stay fit forever. I think that's the mantra everyone need to follow. Do not look for shortcuts and do not make it as a short-term goal. Make fitness as a habit and stay fit forever. I think wonderful advices throughout the episode, Simran. Thank you for being here and adding a lot of value to the entire audience of Dream Career Talk Show. Thank you. And thanks everyone for people who have watched us live and people who are going to watch us later on recording. Like, this is an episode which can change your life. You can make fitness as your habit, and this can transform your entire life. And if you want to learn more about fitness, start following Simran on Instagram. Simran, your Instagram handle, do you want to share with people?
Yeah, yeah. Fitness with SimFit.
Fitness with
Fitness with
SimFit.
SimFit. Yeah.
Right. Fitness with SimFit is where you can start following Simran on Instagram. She is also available on Facebook and LinkedIn. You can reach out to her through different social media channels, and Simran would be happy to guide you, coach you, and mentor you. But of course, right, it is you who have to take that ownership of your life and make a decision now to become fit throughout your life. So, thank you, everyone. And thanks once again, Simran, for being here.
Thank you so much.